Welcome back to the Liquid Lunch on ThatChannel.com. I'm Randy Thomas. It's Karen Windsor. And we're joined now with Mr. Jake Gold from the Management Trust. And, of course, your Canadian Idol. Jake, welcome back to ThatChannel.com.
Hey, Randy. How are you?
Good. Real good, actually. It's my birthday today.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you. 42.
I have a few friends whose birthday it is today, actually.
Really?
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
They're all relieved. Why are they all relieved? Just like I am. Because it's one day before Groundhog Day. And I don't think that's something that I'd really want my name.
But let me ask you a question. Were you born like, so you were born Feb 1st. Okay.
Yeah, 4 o'clock.
Okay, 4 o'clock, 4 p.m.
Yep.
So we're a little early.
Yeah,
so
3 hours early before I'm officially 43 years old.
But actually, yeah, because at 4 p.m. it will be the officially end of your year.
Yes,
That's right.
correct.
You're starting your 43rd.
No, he's going to be 43.
No, I'm 42.
You're 42,
I'm
so you'll be
starting my
starting your
43rd year.
Starting your 43rd year. Okay.
Yes.
Now that we got that out of the way.
Yes, because that was why we brought you here.
Yeah, I know.
So, yeah, how was your weekend?
Actually, it was really good. I played some tennis, but I went last night. I had one of my clients, Lily Frost, and I actually brought her new record. It actually comes out tomorrow digitally and comes out in April physically. So nice. I brought her new record with me, but she performed as part of the Haitian Relief for Hamilton concert.
That's awesome.
And that was in Hamilton at Hamilton Place, and Feist was on it, and Tom Wilson, and he's got a couple of different bands that he plays in, and Melissa McClelland and Luke Doucette, and it was like a great Jacob Moon, and all put together by this guy Glenn Marshall, who's a studio owner from that area, who had recorded a lot of these different acts and just said, I want to put this on, and everyone came through, and they raised close to $50,000 last night. So
they need all the help they can get.
Yeah, so it was great. That's where I was last night, and I actually got Farley from the show to be the MC, and Brian Mello from Canadian Idol fame had performed on it because he's from Hamilton, and so it was really good. It was it was a great night. So awesome. So instead of watching the Grammys, I participated in a fundraiser.
I thought the show was horrible myself, but
yeah, I haven't seen it. I have it recorded. I anticipate horribility.
It is horribility.
We talked a little bit about it earlier. I only saw a half hour.
Yeah, like Jamie Foxx. I don't know what the hell he was doing. Don't know why he was there, but he was there. And anyway, it was just a horrible. Like I just wasn't.
Everything's become so homogenized. It's really tough to do. I mean, even Green Day, who you expect to be like cool, comes out, slogging their Broadway show. Like, what is Green Day? I mean, doing a Broadway show. Like, hello.
Exactly. I know.
Like, are you my parents?
Yeah.
It's like
it didn't. Well, and it didn't feel like an award show.
Well, and that wasn't so bad. Like they wanted more performance.
No, but that's the problem with
fine.
award shows. It's like I'm on the TV and talent committee for the Junos, and we have a 2-hour show. But what they found outside of the Oscars or the Golden Globes or the big worldwide award shows is that people don't just want to hear someone get up and hand out awards. Like they want
to be entertained.
They want entertainment. So you're being forced into a situation where, like on the Junos, we give away 9 awards, and there's like 30 something given away the night before.
Right.
And the same with the Grammys is a 3-hour show, and I think they maybe gave away 11 awards in 3 hours.
Yeah. And
it's all performance, which is what people want to see.
Yeah.
And not only that, the record companies, and that goes for the Junos and the Grammys, and any time, the record companies pay for the artists to be there. So they don't want them just being there presenting. They want them performing, and they want to be able to sell records off that show. They look at it as eyeballs, and that's what it's about.
The thing that got me the most about it, I watched Taylor Swift. Beautiful girl, talented. She's got the whole package. I mean, I would assume a manager's dream. But she's
got a bit of trouble singing, though.
Well, I'm looking at her performing with supposedly one of her idols, Stevie Nicks.
Right.
And she spent half the song with her back to Stevie.
Right.
More worried about how she's looking on camera as opposed like.
But you don't know if that was the blocking though. You don't know if the director told her to do that. I mean, there's a lot of rehearsals.
Fair enough, Jake. So,
for the Grammys,
because for me as a stage person, and if that is my idol, and for me to spend half the song or half this interview with my back to you talking to Karen. I would think that it's a bit disrespectful. Like it just.
But I don't blame you if you want to look at Karen instead of me.
Well, thank you, Jake. I appreciate that.
Karen should be saying that. That's
right. But yeah, no. I, when you watch it, Jake, I'd really be curious to have your opinion on that, because for me, I'm watching it and I'm going.
It could have been too the placement on the stage. It seemed like Stevie Nicks was a
so
little bit further back from Taylor Swift as well, and was sort of.
So you mean they didn't actually bring her up front?
She did. Sometimes they brought her up there, but again, it was just also the way Taylor was playing her guitar. She was totally playing to the camera, which is what she's probably been told to do.
Yeah,
like
and I'm not gonna.
Yeah.
Listen, I think it's as much also Stevie Nicks wise, and maybe someone's from Stevie Nicks camp
pushing her forward.
Say, hey, can we like last night, for instance, Lily was about to go on stage,
right?
And she was playing. They had a grand piano up on stage, but it was like sort of back from the front of the stage. But there was still an organ set up and 2 keyboards from a couple of previous acts.
Yeah.
And I said to the stage manager, like, you got to move that stuff. And he goes, well, it's been there. I said, it was there for sound check. I said, yeah, well, that's so people could hear it. But now there's 2,000 people in the audience, and I want to make sure they actually can see Lily. Like, like you're, if anything, you're taking it away from the audience. They're not able to see the performer because she's sitting at a piano and she's being blocked. So he had to, move the stuff out of the way, and for him it was sort of weird.
And it's not just that performance. These performances are being put on YouTube, and so they'll follow the artist for a while.
Yeah. Today especially, everything's everywhere.
Yeah, like
you can't hide.
Because they were saying download, like last night on the grid, they were saying download this, and text this to download it, and part of it is going to go to the relief efforts in Haiti, and
that was for the Bridge Over Troubled Waters that Mary J. Blige did. Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So this event last night obviously was a success, and you seemed to be very happy with it.
Yeah.
Now. Let's talk with the music industry itself,
right?
Because you've seen it go through its evolution to the web now. Now, how has your representation of, say, Lily? How has your strategy changed?
Well, I still think that with real artists, they still have to perform. I think what the web does is it gives you access. It's just another way of getting word out. But it's still doesn't make people go and buy it.
Right.
You still have to be good.
Right.
And you still have to at some point get out to the people. So, bands still tour. Bands still go and shake hands and
people pay a lot of money for tickets these days.
Depending on the act, when you get to be a big act, yeah.
But I mean, it's good that people are still going out and wanting to see bands live, that they.
Well, because there's nothing, you can't replace that experience. That's a one-time experience. You can't download a live concert. You can download it, after the show, but you can't download the experience. And I also believe that that people still need to congregate. People like to be together with like-minded people in a room going, isn't this cool? And
they're feeding off the energy.
Yeah,
from the band and from each other.
People still want to get together and hang out and be together. So I think the internet provides more access. I think as the internet gets more and more and more polluted, because I think it's at that point where there's so much out there. It's actually not a good thing. Like, how do you cut through it all? I did an interview a little while ago, and someone asked me about what's the one regret you have, what you've seen over, because I've been doing this 30 years, and I said part of the regret is I think too many people are putting out records that shouldn't be allowed to put out records. That at some point you had to have real investment to make a record, and you had to graduate to a point of making a record. And now anybody can just go make a record and throw it out there. And sure enough, you may find 1 in 3 million that actually go, wow, that's really cool. But most of it is shit.
Okay, but to the flip side of that, then, though, in order to doesn't that reaffirm the fact that your act is good? If there's a whole lot of shit out there. Because then people are going to sit there and say, no, they
but
really are good.
No, my point is what it does is it pollutes it. It's like okay, if you walked into at some point, too much choice is not a good thing.
That's right.
Okay.
You know, like if you walk into a place